mysteries, stories of the ancient seas. Maps we're drawing in our hearts, every dawn a brand new start. Islands filled with mysteries, stories of the ancient seas. Maps we're drawing in our hearts, every dawn a brand new start. Journey on an endless quest, seeking knowledge never rest. Paradise we call our own, new world out there we have grown. Treasures found in every wave, lessons learned, the brave behave. Friendships new and bonds so tight, guiding through the starry night. Treasures found in every wave, lessons learned, the brave behave. Friendships new and bonds so tight, guiding through the starry night. Journey on an endless quest, seeking knowledge never rest. Paradise we call our own, new road out there we have grown. On and on we sail so free, through the storms and howling breeze. Hearts of courage, spirits high, together we can touch the sky. Quest for knowledge day and night. Oceans wide and stars up high, chasing dreams that touch the sky. Island filled with mysteries, stories of the ancient seas. Maps we're drawing in our hearts, every dawn a brand new start. Islands filled with mysteries, stories of the ancient seas. Maps we're drawing in our hearts, every dawn a brand new start. Journey on an endless quest, seeking knowledge never rest. Paradise we call our own, new world out there we have grown.
We are back, and better than ever, and revitalized after that nice long break? Question mark. But as promised, we are here again for another glorious example of what the Sunveiled Pirates can do to me next. And I know, in their heads, it's literally going, challenge accepted.
On that subject, I'm going to start off with a question. So, like, we all know that the Tarrasque is definitely not Godzilla because it doesn't shoot lasers, but is it just a big sea king?
It is now.
Boy,
It is now.
It is the Sea King. We're talking about
Big
it's just
think.
Sea King. It is the Sea King. It's Sea Emperor.
Ultimately,
Motherfucker's the king.
this is a conversation that can come up later on, and those of you who will watch on later, I'd love to get your input in this. The way that One Piece, the core book, kind of handles it is that the Sea Kings are framed off of dragons, and that can always be extended outside of different creatures and, as we go on. But I don't think you want me to send a Tarrasque at you just yet.
No.
All we need
Never.
to do is we just need to change. Somebody needs to shapeshift into a clay golem, and then they can one-shot him, or they can solo him, basically. Because a Tarrasque is completely incapable of killing a clay golem.
Then we also need the knowledge of that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. But meta-wise, just saying, the Tarrasque sucks. But
I was going to say, the other part of that is, even if you turned into a stone golem, if you don't have a ship big enough, you're on the open water.
No. See, the clay golem strategy is you let the Tarrasque eat you, and then you kill it from the inside. Because everybody inside the Tarrasque takes acid damage continuously, but clay golems heal off of acid damage, so he'll never be able to kill you. And you can just slowly punch him to death from the inside. You don't even need a boat.
if you go into the second stomach, that's when it gets a bit more dicey because it starts doing force damage then. But that's like a few hours after it being eaten, so
Yeah, you probably kill it by then. I mean, it's only got like 500 health or something.
Only.
I mean,
How
that's
do you
a
roll
round
for that?
takes
Are you at advantage, or was that a straight roll?
I mean, you're inside. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah,
But-
but you still kind of.
But missing, but AC is beyond just
You know, like
missing
this,
or not.
the
You have to
creature
like
can't
punch.
see you, but you can't see the creature, so it's a flat roll.
No, clay golems have blind sight.
Ah, well then then you're actually striking at advantage because it can't see you.
But the Tarask has tremor sense.
Oh, okay. It's
All right,
funny,
so
but
back,
then it's just a
back
flat
to
roll.
a flat roll. Oh God, I love this game. On that note, let's switch tracks back to the One Piece game that we're dealing with. Now, players, we had an interesting recap. Let's just demonstrate that a little bit. So, it started at a bar. Who'd like to pick up? Don't go quiet.
Insert cricket noise here.
Right?
Which
Nobody wants
bar
to do the
specifically?
recap.
Because we went to 3 bars.
Well,
I don't remember.
personally,
Um,
I like Edson's recap. It was
No,
quite
no.
interesting.
So it started at a bar because Ollie was talking to the bartender at the least aggressive bar in the entire place, and he was talking about how an admiral or something destroyed the bar at one point and was actually a really good opportunity to renovate. And then Ollie actually got everybody kicked out of that bar because he refused to help the barkeep antagonize an admiral to destroying the place again. So that he could renovate and make it more open plan. And so he got thrown out of that bar.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the bar story. Oh yeah, and then I was running errands, and Julius carried some boxes. He was carried boxes. That's what he did. Then we went to another bar. It was that cowboy scene where like the sheriff walks into the bar, and all the criminals kind of look at him. Except that was me, and I was the wanted man, and they were also wanted men. So not really the sheriff kind of situation. And then he had a problem. Somebody had a problem with me. One of the widow pirate guys. And I decided to make it really a big problem for him by immediately shooting him before he had a chance to stand up.
And Edson walks into a bar. That's
Ow.
a joke.
No. The joke was the bullet, apparently, because he just stood up and like walked over and then clocked me in the face and then went back to his drink. Even though it did fucking max damage, for fuck's sake.
He
Like,
looked
that
at you
was
like you were
not a tiny bullet.
He looked at you like you were the stupid one.
Yeah.
And
then the party rushed. The party, of course, decided to leave before I had a chance to shoot him again.
I was gonna let you.
Okay, more like Ollie wanted to not let me shoot him again, and then Julius wanted to go to a bar we could actually drink in peace. So we went to the other bar, where we learned about a fight club, which is just a club where people fight, not actually a fight club, because people talk about it. We didn't get into another bar fight. I didn't shoot another person. And then we went home after realized that we had a stalker, a secret admirer, if you would, who then ran away after he got shy when we detected him.
Seems like a very interesting turn of events. So with that, you were making your way back to the ship after this interesting turn of events. as seeing you've been here for the entirety of the day, your log pose has now adapted to the magnetic pull of the island, and you are free to leave whenever you'd like. What would you like to do?
Well, I was going to sleep. It was nighttime. But this is the next day.
Well, it is kind of getting towards the evening, but we're
I'm
walking
going to
towards the
say
boat.
it's point where you are now on the deck of the ship. You're still docked unless you wanted to move away from the dock overnight and anchor down for the evening. And you are kind of free to maneuver around the ship and discuss with each other.
Mhm.
When I'm going to sleep.
What's the plan going forward?
Captain.
Not be with Edson if he's just gonna start a fight and not finish it.
Edson kind of looks at you with a very grumpy face, like he didn't find that funny at all.
Give him a thumbs up.
Well,
the
either
individual
way,
seemed content not finishing it either, though they're probably going to give it a chance if they ever had one.
if we're gonna stay here, somebody should keep watch.
I'll take first shift.
I'll join you. Unless we want to move the ship out of the harbor. But then if we want to come back, then that's going to be another wharfage fee, and I'm not covering it this time.
We should just stay here and have shifts going.
Works for me.
Very, very well then.
We're going to
Probably
be,
top down.
you're going to begin to get the scent of a warm meal being prepared.
Someone should probably make sure she's not overcooking, just to be careful.
Edson pulls out the clipboard and goes into the kitchen.
You
The
are
clipboard.
you are gonna notice that she is only overusing by like one or two extra little bits of servings.
So kind of like a day and a half kind of thing rather than a several days.
Not even, more like a snack, enough like for like a snack. Like you would see an
Like
extra
it's the kind
cup
of
like an extra cup of flour here and there for like the preparing of things, like little things like that. Nothing that's abundant, but it's just those small things that end up accumulating.
just like the only kind of slow trickle that would only be noticed over a long period of time, realistically.
Yeah.
How's it looking?
Smells delicious.
Thank
We
you.
should all sit
As
down
he,
and eat then.
As he marks off the exact supplies that appear to be used from the clipboard.
And with that, she's going to begin to serve the meal. It's chicken, rice, and a small bit of soup. One of the things that we might consider in the future is getting a refrigerator. The ship doesn't seem to have one, and it would help with storage.
That would be very nice. Especially help with a lot of perishables. Open up what we could realistically buy.
Indeed.
You would need some form of dial, perhaps?
What?
although they're pretty hard to find.
I mean, don't most restaurants have some kind of refrigerator? I mean, they were relatively standard on larger marine ships. Hell, even some of the smaller ones.
You're going to hear a voice that you haven't heard in a while. You are going to hear the voice of your shipwright kind of chiming in. It wouldn't be bad if we can get some sort of generator going. Might be feasible.
Generator.
It means having to stock up on fuel, no matter how small. Because we can always burn wood.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, got enough strong people
again-
here. Put a bike on it.
Edson kind of appears to very strongly consider this idea while looking at Yami. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually.
Wait, heat on what? What are we heating up? I'm already hot as it is.
Don't worry about it.
Coming from
Hey,
Edson,
out of
worry about it.
curiosity, out of curiosity, have you ever ridden a bike before?
Bike?
Yeah,
What kind of bike?
you know, like a bicycle. You know, two wheels, pedals, seat.
Nah.
You know, the
I
standard
mean, I've
stuff.
seen them, but I don't really care for them. I can run faster than that. Why would I care?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to lean in to Edson. So, Edson, you're going to see the face of a bear kind of leaning closer to you. We could make it a treadmill instead.
That might be. I mean, whatever's easier.
Call it training?
Bicycle's easier.
I'm sure.
What do we need a bicycle for?
Edson kind of like leans in conspiratorially. Yeah, I'm sure we could probably trick him to do something. Make
lean
a
in as well.
competition or something.
Ollie will lean in as well and just kind of go, I can easily convince him or trick him into doing it, saying good exercise and great training.
I'm sure it wouldn't require that much finesse. Anyway, what exactly do you think we'd need for some kind of generator like this?
Well, first we would need to figure out how to store the energy. I'm sure on an island we'd be able to pick something like that up. As for generating it, well, put a bike, hook some wires up, the friction would help to generate the current. Basically, he begins to go into an explanation of the way that a water mill would create water as it's, like similar to like hydroelectric energy, just hooking up to a bike instead.
On
Using
that
type of energy.
subject. Yeah, on that subject, I'm all for putting Yami on the back and seeing how well he generates power. But you're saying about a water wheel. What if we just put like a wheel or some kind of fan blade or something on the boat, and as it sails along, it generates energy? I
That's
mean,
a great
obviously,
idea.
if we're at port or maybe it's a calm day, we'll have to rely on some kind of backup system, but it'll get us going for the long term, and mean that maybe people wouldn't have to do quite as many bicycle shifts.
Why don't we just
Well, I
put
mean, what about the Doc? Do you see how the size of his legs? He could probably pedal like twice as fast as all of us.
No, I would not.
we
If
are-
that made for people y'all size, that's not happening.
We do have, well, the wind is always not always abundant, but we can also use the wind to create a wind turbine. That might be an idea.
But what about the days that there's no wind? It's just extremely calm.
Maybe we
Well, I
can
mean,
find
if you-
something just like store the energy that we.
If you're
produce
trying
as
to
well.
generate power, might as well, Captain. You're the strongest fucking son of a bitch I've ever seen. Why don't you do it? You could probably power this
Yeah,
whole shit by yourself.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about the captain. I think her strength comes from things other than physical ability.
Could fool me.
Fights with macho and muscle.
Now, just to go and give my opinion on the ideas. Wonderful idea about putting it on the ship. The only problem is, since we've gotten into the Grand Line, we have been attacked and pursued by a marine ship. We are in, I'm assuming, unsavory waters currently. Would you like me to start cutting into the ship so that we can insert a water wheel?
Maybe not right now, but it's an idea down the line,
It's
though.
something that we can definitely, and I will start drafting ideas for, because that would definitely give us a near limitless amount of power. For the air, we can definitely do something where there's two ways of generating the energy, but first we do need the generator. Or rather, the battery in which we're going to store it.
Can you compile a list of materials that you need? We can go into town tomorrow.
I can. Hopefully they'll have it here. That's something you might want to go to a major city for.
Yeah, I get this. I get a sneaking suspicion they're not exactly going to have a lot of the great amenities here, and if they do, they're probably not going to be at a price we can afford.
Very true.
Also, most of us are broke.
Either way, these are definitely things that we should do. I mean, I love salted meat as much as the next guy, but I can understand how it might not be to everybody's taste.
I find it an interesting new experience, to be honest.
Insight check.
Are you lying?
How much of this is politeness and how much of this is actually enjoying it?
Damn.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay. Healthy 50-50 then.
Yeah.
I mean, I like raw meat, but I prefer it with some seasonings.
Oh,
hell?
you
Much
have
more flavor.
Hold on.
excuse
The
me.
hell
we
are you
have
eating
seasonings.
raw meat for?
Listen, man, when you gotta
Seasonings.
survive,
I
you do
mean,
things.
I'm sorry, Yami, but eating raw meat is the kind of thing only idiots do to survive.
well,
If you're in a,
sashimi
if
is.
you're in a,
Or the
if you're in a
strongest.
place, look, if you're in a place where you can eat meat, you're in a place where you can find a tree or something to burn.
Point out that sashimi
Only.
sashimi is delicious.
The hell's that?
You uncultured
I don't-
swine.
I don't
It's
quite know.
uncultured.
I think it's raw fish put on top of rice. That's what the
That's what it's
cooks
called?
told me. Yes.
Oh well, shit. I've been eating sashimi my whole life.
Well, good for you, I guess.
You're going to
Yes,
hear.
You should go see the doctor when you get a chance.
You're going to hear Hina kind of grumbling, saying, "Fish ain't meat."
Jesus Christ. Raw meat? Just for
Sashimi is a delicacy.
Oh, really? Where I'm from, we eat that all the time. That's all there really is to eat.
damn.
The hell kind of
Fancy.
weird place are you from? Last I checked, they don't exactly have that kind of stuff in the East Blue all over the place.
But fish, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
So you just didn't know to cook it, or you just refuse to cook it?
Didn't care. And killed me.
Fair enough.
Listen, that's why I drive the ships. I don't cook the ships.
I
Why
sure
would
as
you be
hell hope you
cooking
don't
a
cook the ship.
You're gonna hear Hina kind of like more like a smacking sound when somebody puts their hand to their forehead. Why would you cook a ship?
We don't know what goes on in his head.
To be fair, that was almost
Trying
what happened
to
last
make a
time he tried to
figure.
cook.
I think he was trying to make a figure of speech, but instead said an outrageous statement.
Anyway, you
Either
guys
or.
y'all can go get some sleep. Thank you for the meal, Hina.
You're quite
Me
welcome.
and what was it, Hoshika? You were volunteering to take first watch with me.
That's right.
Well, let's get on it.
All right, just so I know, what was the order of watches? So first it was Edson and Hoshiko.
Yep.
Who's on the second watch?
I'll go next.
All right, Mira. Is
Yes.
anybody
I
volunteering
go.
with Mira?
After that, I'll stay with Mirror. Good old doctor. Have the two good people with great perceptions with each other. I will fail, but she'll pass.
So, okay, so about a 50-50 shot. I like it.
Yeah.
All
Had her
right.
I'll
best.
take the last watch.
Okay.
I guess I'll join. I guess I'll join the army then.
All right. Yeah.
It's a lovely combination, I'm sure.
Right.
I think that's any combination with Yami at this point. Oh gosh.
This is gonna sound like a strange question, but what are the cups on the boat made out of? Are they made of wood or glass?
That is a strange question.
Wood.
Depending on what you're planning.
Y'all are broke. Y'all are broke ass pirates. They're made out of wood.
That works.
Yeah, we haven't fought any other pirates who have money, so
And
Yeah, pretty much.
it's
Like those were the stock cups that came with the ship.
yeah, and it's safe to assume that since we have cannons, we also have gunpowder.
I'm gonna say I believe you made that when you went shopping, you had said you wanted to purchase gunpowder. If not, you would have been able to purchase it. It wouldn't have come directly with the ship, but you would have purchased it along with the.
No, yes, yes, of course. We would have gotten those kinds of necessary supplies to use
Yeah.
the cannons that we have.
Exactly. So I would assume
Basic
yes, you
supply.
do have gunpowder on the ship.
Okay, good.
So with that, Edson and Hoshiko, go ahead and give me a perception check. Nice.
Natural 20, baby.
Hey.
Now, correct me if
Okay.
I'm wrong, Edson. You do have dark vision, right?
I do out to 90 feet actually.
When did you get 90 feet?
It's called. I actually just got it with my class.
It's called.
I have no idea why. I
Meh.
just see good. It's called I see good, bitch. I ate my carrots.
Oh God!
What's up, Doc?
In the very far off distance, you catch sight of a glint of light, as if it's a spyglass, but one of the street lights are reflecting off of it. You can see that
Well.
it is facing directly at you, which you can basically infer that they are looking towards your direction.
Well, Hoshiko, it looks like we've got some secret admirers.
I knew people loved me,
Just over
but they're
yonder.
probably the same
Kinda-
people. Probably attached to that same person that was eyeing us earlier in the day.
Probably. My guess is they're trying to keep an eye on us. Wait till we're at our most vulnerable.
Chances are they trying to capture us for slave work, attack us, or they just want to have know our whereabouts.
Potentially all of the above.
Can never catch a break.
Well, I've got a sneaking suspicion I might have brought this upon us. At least partially.
I would suggest that we go check it out, but I'll just leave the ship by itself, and I'll just have probably the people that are standing by to come aboard ship.
Well, I could always go take a look at it. You could stay here on the ship.
Don't you have a scope on your ship on your rifle?
Nah, just standard irons. It's
Okay,
just
if you don't,
just marine issue,
if you ain't
nothing special.
if you ain't back in 10, 15 minutes, I'm gonna go searching for you.
Make it 20, and at least wake the others before you do something crazy.
Oh yeah, I'll wake second watch.
It works. Actually, now that I think about it, changing the watch might be the best time to slip away. They're watching us. It'd be weird if one of us up and vanished suddenly. But then again, it wouldn't be that weird if two of us up and vanished when two of us came and appeared.
Now the real question is, if we do up and vanish and go after the people that are watching us, how are we gonna get off the ship without being undetected?
Well, it's not exactly light out, and looks down in the water.
As long as the spyglass isn't watching it isn't too advanced, we should if we go below ship and then jump and get out the port side into the water, we should be able to get back. We should be able to swim to land and make our way around to said spyglass.
Shouldn't be too hard unless you got two left feet.
Yeah, that should be easy enough. We don't have no devil fruit, so we'll be able to swim.
I'm more worried about your ability to sneak up on somebody.
Have faith. If need be, I'll be the distraction while you sneak up on them.
Yeah, either way, my apologies for thinking otherwise. You don't exactly seem like the subtle type.
Oh no, don't apologize. You're half right.
Looks at your purple hair. The sign of every good sneaky person. Truly a face that can blend into any crowd.
Yeah, but it's also dark outside, and I'm a little dark.
I suppose that works.
So once we wake up the second watch, when it's their turn, we'll slip out by sea and go around. We won't go around together. We'll go at separate times. So if I get caught, you can still be sneaker or vice versa.
It works.
And whatever happens, we're gonna get our answers.
That we will. Pass me one of those cups, would you?
I'm gonna give him the bigger wooden cup.
As you continue on
hopefully,
keeping, let me just pause in for a second. As the time goes on, you're having this conversation. You notice that the glint of that light does remain in a consistent distance, but it's also at a constant pace there for at least 45 minutes before it starts to move away, or rather turns in a different direction.
Which way did it turn?
You notice that it goes downward first, as if they pointed it down to put it away.
How far away did it look like the spyglass was?
About 90 feet.
Okay, so he was more or less right at the end of the dock, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these guys are not exactly the best at being subtle, whoever they are. But
Yeah, right.
take out my tinker's tools and start trying to turn the cup into a grenade.
Go ahead and give me a check with those Tinkerer's tools.
Okay.
Damn.
That is not great effort on the first cup by the looks of it.
It was so close.
Yeah, you know, as you're pouring it in, you notice that the cup that you were using, it looked as if somebody bore a hole at the bottom of it. So as you were pouring it, it was just pouring out onto the floor.
But now, how big is this hole? So I can work with them.
I would say just under the size of a wine cork.
Oh yeah, I can work with this. I can work with this. This actually makes it better. So now I'm gonna try to use the same cup for a grenade instead of trying to create like a fuse or a lid on the top of the open end of the cup. I'm gonna try to create a floor on the bottom, well, on the open end of the cup, and use the existing hole as like a spot where I can put a fuse in.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me another roll with that Tinkerer's check, with those Tinkerer's tools. There you go.
19.
You were able to construct an adequate bomb grenade.
Yeah. It's an old trick I saw some pirates using. Well, more like I was on the receiving end of it. But
While he was making this bomb, I was right. Will I be able to write it in my research book?
Yeah, you certainly would.
But
I'm not like hiding what I'm doing, by the way. If you asked any questions about like why I'm doing a certain thing, I'd probably I'd explain it to you. It's like, oh well, you got to make sure that you got a good seal on bottom, and then you got to take your rope and cut it you got to be very precise with how thick you cut your rope so that it fits perfectly in the hole and there isn't too much of a gap. Otherwise the powder will slip out.
and if there's not enough powder into it, you're not gonna get no good enough boom.
You'd be surprised, actually. A little bit of powder goes a long way, especially when it's inside of an enclosed vessel and something made out of wood. What will
Right.
happen is you'll light the fuse, it'll go in, it'll ignite the powder, and then because it's in a confined space, it'll amplify the explosion more, and after it shatters the wooden cup, the cup itself will turn into fragments and act almost
The
as
cup and
shrapnel.
woods will all be shrapnel. Okay.
Exactly. Just like what happens when a cannonball hits a wooden hull. You see the splintering and the fragments are almost as dangerous to the crew inside as the cannonball itself.
Right. So you're gonna throw it at these guys, or
If I have to. It's always
Okay.
good to have. It's always good to have something up
Back
your
up.
sleeve.
shit, motherfucker, in my elbow. It'll be
By the
might
time
be
you
able to
finish,
wake up a lot of people with it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this, holds out the cup, what basically just looks like a cup. Does this look like a bomb?
No, it looks like people could still drink out of it.
I mean, I guess they technically could if you did it the other way around. At least the way this one is. I wonder why there's a hole in the bottom of this cup anyway. Yeah.
Hey,
But-
I bet it was Yami or something, drilling a hole in the bottom of the cup to smuggle something into a flask.
now it could be used for extracurricular purposes.
so with this construction of your grenade, I'm going to say the end of your watch quickly approaches.
I'm gonna go wake up the number 2.
All right, Mira and Julius, you get a quick awakening or a brisk awakening. Hoshiko, how would you wake them up?
I do want to say Julius doesn't sleep laying down. He's always back's always on something.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume.
It's like a horse.
I'm gonna
he's
assume
just
Julius is
standing
a.
up.
I'm gonna assume Julius is a heavy sleeper, so waking him up is gonna be. It's gonna be more effort of shaking him up. If he doesn't wake up normally, I'll just push him down to force him up.
Yeah, he is a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
You did get that right.
So,
Yeah.
so seeing him sitting up, I'm like, oh, okay, and then I push him down to force him awake.
Yeah, it's heavy, big motherfucker. Yeah, he wakes up.
Julius, as you fall down, you notice that you wake up to the feel of your head kind of bumping into whatever was nearby as you were pushed over.
Not
As
the
you
first
wake
time
up-
I've been woken up like this. It's not
the
even
worst.
the worst way I've been wake up. It's not even the worst way I've been waking up. Wake up. Woke up and changed once. You remember that, man? Fucking on the ship, cramped as fuck.
I'm still mad. I lost all my money on that shit.
Yeah. Can I say going through my loot? I forgot I had a lot of money on me.
Now you're broke pirates.
Yeah, here, everybody in the party just letting Edson pay for everything. Meanwhile, they're all a bunch of fucking Scrooge McDucks.
I wish I
I'm a
was.
doctor for one. Thank you very much. And also, I forgot.
And I only recently
I
just
also had a
joined through,
shield.
and I agreed to pay a tab once a month.
That slave ship took my money.
Oh boy.
Wait, I had money?
No,
Probably
not
pissed it
no
all
money.
away on. You probably pissed it away on booze.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Well, what do you mean? Booze is money.
Okay,
I use rum as
Man.
currency.
sure.
Yeah.
Actually, don't make sure you don't get high on your own stash at that point, because then you're losing.
This is why I left the captain in charge of the funds.
Speaking of, Captain, how are you going to be waking her up?
How is Sister Mira sleeping?
She sleeps very peacefully. She kind of looks like she's dead when she's asleep, though.
Oh, she's sleeping on her back with her hand on over her chest.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like clutching a rosary.
Yeah. Just dead.
She literally
yeah,
looks
man.
like she's been laid to rest in a coffin.
Yeah.
yeah. For her, if she ain't waking up her normal self, you have to be a little crazy with her. So I'm gonna disrupt her sleep. First, it's gonna be like a yankage of her blanket, like not her blanket, her sheet. We're just gonna go with her sheets. Like trying to pull the tablecloth off a table. It's gonna be like that.
Go ahead and give me a strength or dexterity check. You can argue the skill.
That's what, like more like a sleight of hand kind of check.
Dexterity. Or strength. Like, you could just yeet her. Sheesh.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, and that
That's
is
why-
also a possibility.
That's why, like,
You could-
I'm going to give you the choice, because how do you want to do this? Do you want to brute force it where you're just, like, ripping out, or are you going to just go, eh, 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 eh,
You're gonna pull her
whoosh?
with the sheets.
That's happening either way with a failed check, and I'm going to be up front. The DC is going to be 13.
I'm gonna go with a strength check.
All right.
I'm just trying.
Do you want to go straight check, straight strength, or do you want to add a skill modifier? Meaning, like, do you want to use athletics or something like that?
I want to go with athletics.
All right. Go ahead and give me your roll. Meter beat 13.
I don't think I'm gonna beat that.
Hey, you could roll roll above a 5.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, look at that.
There you
See?
Oh, look at you!
As you yank,
It's more so like when I pull her out, it's like it's pulling her off the bed, but I'm also catching her so that she doesn't fall into whatever she was gonna get thrown into.
You yank her out of bed directly into a princess carry or something.
Exactly.
so, Mira, you wake up with the sudden feeling of flying before you are abruptly stopped in midair and by was this Hoshiko?
Yeah.
By Hoshiko, as you look up and you're just like, and you see you were there, but now you're here.
I think Sister Mir would literally scream until she's like, "Oh, okay, all right. What happened?
Oh, look, you're awake
Why
now.
did I get woken up like that? Why?
I was deemed to wake you up. You and Julius. You got
Why was I
the
crying?
safer option. You had to be up. You're having a peaceful sleep. I didn't want to ruin that peacefulness. Kind of.
Kind of. Oh gosh. Okay, what's happening?
At least you didn't hit the ground like Julius.
He hit the ground.
I had to wake him up.
Oh god. Well, I appreciate that.
Worst alarm clock ever.
Yeah. 100%.
Or the best, because if I didn't catch you, you could have got thrown into the wall or the ground. I'm just saying.
Not wrong.
Next time, I'm not gonna catch you.
Yeah. Right.
Even though I'm about to say, even the one you the one who threw them, but okay.
Oh boy, you guys are fun. You know, I'm giving you guys inspiration.
All I can
It's
think of right now is just that scene in Dragon Ball Abridged where Goku just like throws Chi-Chi up into the stratosphere by
Oh
accident.
god.
Yep.
That's all I can think
Listen.
of right now.
I feel bad whoever has to wake Yami up, because if y'all know, you know.
I'm excited to see
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
Look,
with this.
we all know it's not gonna be a surprise.
Oh, also,
Start
yeah,
punching him.
this the fact that Yami sleeps naked, if that's what you're referring to, became
Yeah.
like 2 episodes ago. So yes,
It's
we
canon.
Everybody
all
knows.
know that's canon. We all know Yami buck naked.
Just my swords, and that's it. My swords and my cheeks.
It does not seem safe.
Oh, trust me, I found out the hard way.
I think that's. I don't know if I want to know that story or not know that story. I don't
You
know.
was there, remember I had to fight naked because I didn't have no. That we'll get to that another time.
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead.
the lesson. That's the lesson you're
That's
talking
the
about.
lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
that-
wait, damn, wait,
I thought you
hold
were
on,
cutting something
what?
off, man, with the swords.
Well, here
Oh,
I was
God.
thinking you were. Here I was thinking you were in those sheets with only 2 swords.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't the lesson.
that is somebody's lesson.
So
The lesson is
before we get dragged down
sometimes
this
keep your clothes
Yami
on.
hole,
Anyway,
that was a good one.
so Edson and Hoshiko, you have just woken up Mira and Julius.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
I'm a,
Julius
still on
won't
deck.
look. Julius wants coffee, but he knows he gotta go back to sleep soon after his break.
Wait, coffee actually
Okay.
affects Julius? I thought he would just drink it for the taste.
Yeah. No, he doesn't drink coffee, but he wants coffee.
Ah, gotcha. Hoshi,
yeah, and they probably don't want me to wake him up ever again.
would
Yeah,
you be-
no, that's not a good
No.
idea.
Would you be
No.
carrying Mira past the threshold, or are you just gonna like put her down shortly after catching her?
Would I feel like a good question is would Mira allow?
Well, that
him
was
to
gonna be my
keep
next
holding her?
question.
I was gonna be asked to put down immediately.
Now, would you
Yeah,
just
he's gonna
drop?
put her down. No, he's
How-
not gonna just drop her. He's gonna put her down normally.
So with that, Mira,
Thank you.
you are back on your feet. And you are all able to make your way back to the deck, where you would see Edson standing there, probably waiting to debrief with the captain.
hmm
Edson immediately like kind of walks over to the door and looks really casual. He's like, be completely normal, but we're being watched.
From where?
And Edson kind of does like a gesture where he waves his arms, like, I don't know, like a shrug, but one of his arms is more extended than the other.
Like he's yawning.
Yeah, kind of.
What's the plan?
Well, you know,
Well,
I think we
we're,
figured this was something like going to happen, right? They did follow us back.
Yeah, probably. Either way, Hoshiko and I figured we'd slip away since we're no longer expected to be on deck anymore. And go pay our stalker a visit while you guys keep up appearances.
Sounds good. Good plan. Doc, can you make us both some coffee? Mine
Yeah, I
made overnight.
can.
Oh, I hope this wasn't any of y'all's cup.
No, I keep
think
my
so.
on me.
Okay, because it's a bomb now.
How'd you manage that?
Probably.
Just a bit of ingenuity.
We'll let you know when we get back.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Do be careful. If y'all don't catch them, I can go get them. I have a trick I haven't tried yet in a while.
Yeah, I'm a pretty speedy guy, but just in case, I figured that's probably not a bad idea.
Stay in the shadows as much as you guys can.
Of course,
Don't get caught.
of course. Oh, and he hands you the cup. Hold on to that for me, would you?
Yeah.
Can't let it get wet. Powder
Ah.
doesn't explode too well when it's soggy.
And with that,
The mission
What would
goes
you like to do?
underway.
I'm gonna make it look like I'm going below decks, but in reality, I'm just crouching, slowly lowering myself in place until I'm below the
Water.
guardrail of the ship, and then crawling my way over to the side.
all right, everybody, give me a stealth check. Who's going aboard? Going ashore.
Not me.
We'll stick on that.
There we go.
That is a crisp 23 for me.
Very nice.
But you and I, Captain.
Chico.
You and I, Captain Ars.
So we have inspiration.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, I
you
gotta
guys-
use that.
So yeah, we
Gotta
have
use that.
inspiration. Yeah.
It was so
It
close to being
literally-
a good one.
It literally can't be any worse than this.
Oh my god.
He won't
Right,
be-
it can't. It can only get better.
I don't care if this is an average check. There's no amount of my 23 that can save that.
And it can
Okay,
be
I could
just bad.
potentially pull. I mean, if it's an average check, I mean,
But see,
I-
we're not
it's
going
not-
together
Well,
at
that
the same
average, huh?
time.
It's
that's
not
true. We're not
average.
going together. That's true, and we're not going together. Fuck.
So yeah, With a 9.
Okay, well,
All right, so what is the order in
Like-
which you're leaving?
He's
I'd
gonna
probably leave
he's going
first.
first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
And then Hachiko will go about 5 minutes after him.
Alrighty. So with that, Edson, you were able to easily lower yourself down into, and I'm assuming you're going into the water first, and then how are you going? Are you going
Yeah.
onto the dock, or are you attempting to swim to shore?
I don't know the exact layout of this place, but I'd want to swim to a place where I feel like it wouldn't be in his line of sight from where he's observing us.
Alrighty. So
So if he's like crouched behind boxes or something, I'll try to come up in like his blind spot.
Gotcha. So you would notice that as you get to the mainland, the person who was there's not there anymore.
I'm gonna try to sneakily approach where he was. First, I'm gonna take a look around to see if he's moved to a different observation post.
Alrighty. As you start moving around, we're just going to jump to Hoshiko for a second. Hoshiko, as you start making your way into the water, normally you're a pretty good swimmer, but you get caught up in a bit of a downpull that causes you to struggle a little bit, which in turn has you splashing around a bit more than you would like. One of the things that you would notice, and for this, before I give any more information, Edson, go ahead and give me a perception check.
It's Edson type of night.
Another 23.
Damn. You would notice
Yeah.
2 individuals come out of a almost presumably nowhere. From your perspective, you're not sure where they emerged from. They kind of just appeared and began to look look towards Hoshiko's direction. Hoshiko, you would see 2 individuals standing watching, but as you're struggling in this moment, they don't seem interested in any way in helping you.
Ooh.
You are able to free yourself from the pull of the tide and begin to make your way to either the dock or to the beach.
I remember correctly, Edson went towards the beach, right?
I believe so.
I'm going towards the dock. I'm going to take the dock.
Alrighty.
These guys, it just looks like they're just kind of watching him.
You can attempt to give me an insight check.
We'll do that. That is an 8.
Yep, just watching them.
All right.
Are they also on the dock?
No, they're on a connecting, like they're behind a fence connected to the dock.
Okay. Okay.
Like, are these guys just like on a smoke break or something? Like, what are they doing? Just standing there? Is anybody else around, or is it just them?
Currently, just them.
Jesus Christ. Stalkers.
I'm gonna try to sneak around behind them. I'll keep my distance. I'm not going like right up next to them. Just
Hashiko's
try
gonna be trying to
observe
jot
the place. I'm just gonna try to observe the place where they came from or seemingly materialized from.
Hashiko's gonna be like trying to wiping the water off, getting his trying to swipe, move. Basically, he's gonna have his hair is a complete mess at this point. So he's like slicking it back. and he's gonna look at the guys, and just like he's like eyeing them, like why are they just staring at him? Does it look like they? You said they're just watching. Does it look like they have any type of ulterior motives, or are they like talking to each other?
They are talking to each other, but it looks more like people watching. That's how it comes across to you.
People watching. And how far would you say they are?
From you currently, about 120 feet. 90 if you're going
God
straight
damn, they far.
across.
Jesus Christ, they far as hell.
I mean, you're on the
They
dock.
just-
You still have a fair way of going.
Yeah. Hashika's gonna walk into town.
Okay?
Not into town, but like towards
Yep.
oh down.
As you make your way up the dock and past the individual who is attending the dockway, you would hear a whistle in that. For Edson, you would end up hearing the whistle along with a scruffy voice. Oi, let's go. Back to the dog shanty. Upon hearing the voice, you're going to see that the two individuals who were at the gate start turning away and walking back into the town towards the Sea Dog shanty.
Do I recognize this gruff voice, say, from a particular encounter? Any of those three guys?
This particular voice does not sound familiar.
Hmm. And the Sea Dog Shanty, if I remember correctly, that was one of the bars we went to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the place where the widow pirates were. Specifically, it's where I shot that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that place.
On that note, we're going to jump
Hmm.
back to the ship. So this would have taken place over the course of about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Over that time, first, I'd like Julius and Mira to give me a perception check.
Oh, terrible.
I love it.
Absolutely terrible.
Let
You
me
love
see.
it. I don't love it.
In fact, you don't even hear
Damn.
Hoshiko's flop.
Flailing.
Look, I told you. This is why we had the two of us, because one of us
Yeah,
gonna
see?
miss, no one's gonna get it.
Hey, it's the perfect combination.
It works. You, Julius, would hear the sudden flailing around and splashing going to the side of the ship and alerting Mira. You would see that Hoshiko is able to pull himself out. He is fine, but you do notice that attention could be drawn.
Yeah, I'm looking around the shore to see, like, see if I
That's
see
what you
any-
did.
No, I don't bring any attention to him. Yeah, he's doing that himself.
As you turn
I was gonna
and
say, can we
scan-
look around and see if there's any more?
You certainly can, and Sister Mira, I will give you the opportunity to roll another perception check.
Oh, heard.
There you
Ooh,
go.
that was almost another one.
Right, if you rolled another nat one, that would have been hilarious.
I know.
I might have laughed a little bit.
Mr. Mio's just too distracted by holding my bomb cup.
Yeah, this fucking thing in my hand. I don't know what it is. I know it just blows things up. And it can't get wet.
It's a cup. It's a cup. It's got a rope coming out the top or the bottom of it. Technically, it's upside down. Yeah, it looks like a cup with a rope on the bottom, which is the top.
So, bomb on a rope.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bomb on a rope.
There you
It's
go.
a bomb on a rope.
You two would notice the two individuals who were standing at the gate near the dock. But you would also see as they turned and walked away.
I just see that and say, well, Sister Mary, we could go rest for a while. It doesn't seem they're coming our way. Our friend made enough of a racket to probably not frighten them off, but to alert that they are seen.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that our guys still make it back in one piece.
Oh no, we can sit down and just wait and watch and just make sure. We don't need to leave while there are still people asleep.
Can we see where they are in the ship?
Edson, no. Because he's begun to move to
You
the
really
city.
well on that.
He is one with the darkness.
Yeah, and for Hoshiko, you would be able to see him up until he leaves the dock.
Okay.
All we can do is wait. They will have to do what they can on their own.
I guess so. I have to hold this thing in my hand. I don't know what it is, but it can't get wet.
But you know you could just put it down. Yes, you could just put it down and not let the activate it, so it should be fine.
Okay, I can do that.
You know, this is the first time it's you and I been alone and we could talk.
That's true.
We don't talk much in general, and I do wish to understand you as as our captain.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question about your form.
My forms.
Yeah. How did that
Go ahead and
happen?
Well, my mother used to work for people, and she was hired because she was really good at chemistry and genetics, how the body works. She learned a lot during her time working for people, to the point where she was able to create a formula to recreate her own genetic code. She wrote all this in the journal that she gave me before she left. She went back to my father, who is a pirate.
Hmm.
I haven't seen her since, but when she left and I got these notes, I started to experiment and see if I can make my own formula that'll work for my body, because the formula is very key to the person. Because
So
of
you did
that,
this to yourself?
yes, my mother gave me the idea of finding a goal for my life, to push my studies, to push my research. And for me, that is creating the perfect form, the perfect body.
Do you have a different form for each interaction? Like,
Those are not, those are the failures.
those are
They're
failures?
flawed. Yes, they all are flawed. The first form I ever made just gave me a big mouth that's really good at biting things and holding on, but it weakened my body to the point where I am just sticks and bones. The second one I made, I think it was the claws. No, it just made my fingers turned my hands into sharp blades, made me weaker, but it gave me new ways to fight. Then the new one I have is the big one. It's a chimera of sorts. It's not great. It's only good at taking a hit and hitting hard once or twice. Like I said, all flawed, not perfect.
You're working your way to a perfect form.
Yes, a form where if I do get to it, I will be one of the most strongest people on this world. A form where I can use my chemicals while staying in that form. if I get it correctly, you will have a strong friend for a long time. Because me dying of old age would take a long, long time.
I'm looking forward to seeing what your perfect form looks like.
We got a long way to go before that happens. What about you, though? I know you're a maid captain because none of us are really, let's say, group oriented. I know you don't seem like a pirate type of person. You seem a person of fate, which is rare
Yeah.
nowadays.
Well, I was a pirate before this. I worked on a ship. But then something happened and I washed ashore. And these nuns took me in and kind of made me see that, being a pirate and doing the pirate things that I was doing before was not helpful. So now I kind of go around and try and solve problems without violence as much as I can, and until someone hurts the people around me and I have to use it.
That's nice. But can I ask you a question? Since
Of course.
we are all now pirates, and you are the backbone and leader of this group,
Hmm.
what type of pirates are we going to be? Are we going to be the ones that fight other pirates, take what's theirs so we don't stay poor? Are we going to fight Marines because we are against the system? Or are we going to be the most common pirates that attack any ship that we see? You see, we are pirates, meaning we will sooner or later have to act like a type of pirate.
You're not wrong.
Which way do you see us going?
I think we can be a new type of pirate. Maybe a mix of all of those things, but I don't know. I want to hope that we can help people as much as we can, which I have not seen many pirates do.
I see
Maybe
where
we
that goes.
create a column of our own.
So we will attack those we see as enemies, but help those we see pass along the way.
Yeah.
Doing what we can for better.
That's my
Interesting.
hope.
I hope your dream come true.
I hope so
I am
too.
not much of an optimist, but we can only hope.
We could try. Work with what we're
That's
given.
that's all we can never do. But do know, if things get really bad and the fight gets really rough, I will honestly fight to my fullest. Unlike I've been doing this whole time. I've been really experimenting with the forms. Those things were just me playing around. When I probably shouldn't have. I'm not really serious. It's a side effect of my experimentations. It just doesn't show that often.
So with that, this conversation would be taking place over the course of the next hour or so. Is there anything else you guys would like to do during this time?
I'm gonna follow those guys.
Well, before we jump back to you, I'm just going to
Yeah.
check in with just double check with Mira and Julius.
Probably just
Let
keep
me
looking
see.
around and making sure no one's near the ship.
You
No
notice
one's
that
else
Yeah.
has popped
there's
out.
no real threat that's approaching.
Cool. Perfect.
All right, jumping back over.
I have Before that, I will just cast Pass Without Trace, or for my version, Auravel, and just hide the two of us, just in case anyone is watching. They won't
Okay.
see us.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's basically Pass Without Trace. If we ever have to roll stealth, we get +10.
Sweet.
Damn, you
Jumping
have
back
pass
to
without
Edson,
trace.
right?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know you had that.
Shit. I don't
That's
get
why I
that
said, man.
until I don't get
That's why I
that
said
until
if
next
you,
level.
yeah, that's what I said. If you wanted me to go, if I needed to go, I had a way to get good stuff.
Oh, good idea for next time.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Edson, as you're following over and you're following them back, I'm assuming you would see that they're entering the Sea Dog Shanty. Hoshiko, you would not be far behind. I'm assuming you'd be approaching in a different direction.
Yeah.
Speaking of, now that you're in the city, go ahead and both of you give me a stealth check.
Okay, I can try.
I'll take it. 15's not terrible.
Okay. You both go relatively unnoticed, more as unsuspected, unless you're actually going over to hide in the shadows rather than hide in the crowd. But you do approach the Sea Dog Shanty. What would you like to do?
What is it? What is it? Do we hear?
Yeah, what's the vibe inside?
Give me a perception check.
And now that and is the light on inside?
There is light inside, yes.
Okay. Now that, and another thing, now that they've gone in and they're in the light, I can't see shit.
Generally, you do hear as they open the door and the light does flood out in the hallway. You see that the tavern is jumping. You don't see anybody directly familiar immediately, nor do the individuals who are entering look familiar from where you're standing. But it does seem kind of ruckusy and loud inside.
Like it's a party?
Yes, of sorts.
Are there any rooms at the Sea Dog Shanty?
There are not.
Like, is it an inn? No.
It is a tavern. A bar. It's a bar.
Okay, that works.
So people are jumping and having fun, right? Just partying?
Partying, I'm not necessarily saying jumping around, but yeah, they're having fun. Or at
And
least that's what it sounds like, based off of the two rolls you gave me.
is there windows?
There are. Would you like to?
And I rolled what? I rolled 18 for stealth.
Right.
Don't know if this will.
Approach.
I'm gonna approach to one of the windows, but it's not gonna be. I'm gonna make sure it's a window that's not near Edson,
It's
and then
perfectly fine.
peer inside and see, like, does it seem like there's a group of people like that's huddled together whispering?
From the general thing that you're able to see, you're seeing that there's a little cliques all around, but they're all kind of together in the sense that they're partying together. Go ahead
Oh god.
and give me another perception check.
Jesus Christ, that is wild.
Eesh. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
You notice there's a lot of people in there. They're sitting down, and it looks as if they're forcing a bard to play.
Okay. Can I use one of the pirate prestiges for my prestige ability, Flash of Insight?
Remind
does that
me
do?
what Flash of Insight does.
When you take the record keeper roll, blah 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 blah, you can often tap into your by spending one pirate prestige, you can discover one major clue, detail, or other piece of information.
Okay.
Damn, never mind. That's about a puzzle, artifact, or form of writing. Your DM might give you a major hint or advantage on a roll to discover something vital.
Gotcha. So no. I mean, you could still use
Yeah.
a pirate prestige point, but you're not going to get anything more.
Nah, it's not gonna be worth it.
All right.
I'm gonna take a look at the window to see if I can identify which group those particular guys are going to, if any.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another perception check. Hopefully, it's better
Okay.
than the 9.
Oh yeah,
Well,
He-
I mean, yeah.
he could only
It's
get
gonna-
better.
Look, I can guarantee it's going to be better than the 3. See, I got the 1, but it's a 7.
Aha.
Fuck it, I'm going to use inspiration.
Okay.
I'm tired of not seeing anything as the guy who's supposed to see good. There we go.
you go.
24.
So you would be able to
Well,
make out
much better.
several individuals who are bearing tattoos of the Black Widow. You would see 2 other flags or symbols noticeable. One that has a snake wrapping around a skull with a rose in it.
Oh,
And another that is a mockery of the world government symbol, meaning it is upside down in the sense of how it looks. It's almost inverted in every way.
Would I recognize either of those symbols, particularly the one that's kind of in mockery of the world government?
Give me a history check.
$18.
Very nice. You would have heard rumor. You don't know a name, but what you do know is whereas the military has a very low threshold in the New World at this time, part of the reason is because of this particular crew. Lone Marine ships that enter the Grand Line tend not to report back.
So these guys, these like inverted world government guys, they're the ones who were kind of preventing Marines from going too far afield, at least under small concentrations.
Yeah, pretty much. So if they like to hang out, you've heard just after Fishman Island.
So just into the new world.
Yep.
What about the other crew? Did I know anything about them?
Nope. That one you have no current knowledge on, which means either they're
They're
from the
up
New
and
World,
coming, or
they're
yeah.
up and coming.
Or they're a bunch of nobodies. Also,
Or
possible.
they're a bunch of nobodies, yeah. But ultimately, it looks like you're in a biker bar.
Do all of these pirate crews seem to kind of be keeping to themselves?
No, they're all intermingling.
Okay.
It almost
And
looks like they are
who-
allied.
And who does it look like those guys we followed are associated with any particular group or too difficult to tell?
You see that they are associated directly with the Black Widows.
Good to know.
Not sure.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you guys would like to know or like to do?
I'm gonna kind
Sorry,
of
already trying to fork again. No way.
pull over to Hoshiko. Listen, I'm gonna keep an eye on these guys. Pay them the same service that they did us. This bar doesn't have any lodgings. They're gonna have to go back to wherever their ship is or wherever they're staying soon. Or at least at some point. You head
That's
back
smart.
and- You head back and let everybody know what I'm doing. At least then you don't need to send out a search party. I'm
Okay.
an intelligent man. I can keep to myself, not cause too much trouble. I at least know when to cut and run.
Before heading out, will it be possible to draw the both designs of the Black Widow's crew and the world government haters design?
I mean, you would be able to make up a quick sketch. For anything detailed, probably not.
No, it's like the quick sketch is like right now, but then when I get back to the ship, it's gonna be more detailed.
Exactly. So yeah, it's very easy for you to just do a quick sketch of those things. Even if you just wrote down a quick description of what you saw, something like that. As you are, though,
That's it.
Yep, sorry.
No, continue.
No, is there anything else you wanted to do?
Oh, no, after talking to Edson and him staying, I was gonna head back and let Mira and Julius know.
Alrighty. With that, though, when we get back to the ship, we are going to say that it is technically the end of the second watch. Would you remain on shift, or would you wake up the other two?
Have the other two came back before then?
We're going to say that Hoshiko is on his way back, and Edson is still there.
So, Mara, what do you think we should do? Wait or wake the other two up?
We don't have much information to go off of, so we don't see anything going on near the ship. I'd say we wait for a little bit longer and then go wake them up.
I do want to say, like, if anyone is seeing the two of us under my veil, like, we don't exist. We blend in with the night. Look past us. And we will wait until one or two come back. Then we go to sleep.
Alright. So
we wait.
This doesn't answer the question. Are you going to leave the other two asleep, or are you going to...
We're gonna let them sleep until one of the two come back, and then when someone comes
give us
back,
more information.
Alrighty. With that, would either of you two wake up on your own, or would you remain asleep? So this is for Yami and Ali.
Unless anything out of the ordinary, like any loud noises or anything abruptly affecting my sleep, I would wake up. But other than that, I'm knocked out.
So ultimately,
Ollie likes to wake up nice.
The question is,
Ollie likes to wake up nice and early anyway because he has to meditate in the mornings.
You're right. Because ultimately, the question is, do you want to wake up, or do you want your character to remain asleep?
Ollie would wake up at this time because he has he's very conditioned in some areas, so he's probably going to get up and begin meditating for the morning because it is
Yeah.
like the last watch, so it's getting into the morning. On that note, is Hoshiko or oh no, Edson going to sleep? Oh no. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Unless someone's touching my steering wheel, I'm probably sleeping.
Okay,
Spidey senses.
there we go.
This my steering wheel sensor just hey. Who did that?
The sixth sense.
Hey, listen, that's okay. So with that, Ali, you would wake up, you would see, just as you're kind of making your way up to the deck, that's about the time that Hoshiko would return to the ship.
Cool. The veil will go away once we see Hoshiko.
It doesn't take long.
What
for...
took you so long?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was asking what took him so long.
Hoshiko.
Yeah, where's Edson at?
Oh, he's still watching over the people that was watching us.
Okay.
Possibly.
No danger yet?
No, so far they're over at the bar. What was the name of the bar again? The
Sea Dog Shanty.
Yep.
Sea Dog Shanty. They're over there drinking with. There's two groups there. Ones that have a design of a Black Widow, I believe, and other ones with a basically that look like the design of a hatred of the world government. Give me a second. I can show you guys the design. Edson gonna be keeping tabs on them, seeing what they're doing, and see if he can figure out where either one of the groups is sleeping at. And with that, Hoshiko's gonna start working on a more detailed design of those crews.
Alrighty. So with this update, what would you and Julius like to do, Sister Mira?
But we kind of need to finish our long rest.
You do.
Well, I do. I get something back from mine, but yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, go ahead and there's 3 of us up now, so
Yes,
go ahead
2 of
and
you
go to
need
bed.
to go to bed, but I'm not going to bed. We convince you both, neither of you, so do drink some coffee, but don't get too exhausted. If we're going to do something, everyone needs to be well rested. And with that, good night.
Next stop.
So, I'm assuming that means, Julius, you're going back to bed. Hoshiko, you're kind of resting while you're doing your drawing, right?
Yeah, after the drawing, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Alright. Ali and Mira, you two are currently the only two awake on the ship. Edson, we're going to jump back to you in a minute. So,
I was
what
gonna
would you
say,
two like to do?
is this around the time that the 3rd watch will be up? Or
No,
should be
this
up?
would just be at the start of the 3rd watch.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and go get Yami to wake him up for his watch.
Alright, are you just going to touch his steering wheel, or are you going to actually, like, wake him up?
Yeah. Yeah, because I know that wakes him up instantly without having him having to push him or catch him midair. So
Yeah, you want to go in his room while he's naked.
yeah, I'm good. I just know that's gonna wake him up instantly.
So, yeah, Yami, your navigators, excuse me, your helmsman senses are tingling. Somebody's touching your wheel.
I'm just gonna. My eyes gonna snap open, bloodshot red, just like this. Oh wait! Oh fuck! I put it in the wrong chat.
You're like a
Hold
phone
on.
thermostat. Who touched it?
Epic fail.
100%.
Yeah, literally. Hold on. Fuck! I had a great meme.
One of the blunders
This
of
one.
the century.
This one right here, just
It's the Squidward eyes opening meme.
So good.
just eye snap open, bloodshot red, like who the hell? And I'm gonna get dressed immediately, run up there, like I'm still kind of like throwing my pants on, halfway on, my jacket on, rushing up the stairs, like who's touching my wheel? Who touched it?
You're fine. It was me. It's time to wake up.
Oof.
It's like
I
a
thought it was
perfect
that
alarm
soon.
clock
An
for you.
alarm on his wheel or something, or does he just really want to? He just doesn't like. You know what? I'm just going to assume that that's some form of observation hockey in the making, and be done with it.
Ollie. When we first met, there was only two things I asked of you. One, don't fuck with us, and don't fuck with my steering wheel. No, I said no. What did I say? I said don't touch my swords and don't touch my steering wheel.
The swords one. I
S's.
definitely heard the steering wheel one. The sword one is new.
2W. The 2W.
I thought you guys were
Nothing
Edson.
in the
He
wheel.
likes fucking up my steering wheel.
No, it's just me. I just
Ah.
know this is your alarm clock, so.
I still blame
I didn't
Edson
want
for
to see you naked today.
some part of me still blames Edson. Where is this bastard, anyways?
Edson
I gotta keep
sneezes,
my eyes on him.
giving away his position.
Right? On that note, typical anime trends. Just kidding. But Yami did ask, where is Edson? So what's going on with that?
There's something that he saw out there, someone watching the ship. And he was able to follow a group of people back to a bar to keep tabs on them. So keep an eye out for him coming back.
Wait. So what you're telling me is Edson swam out to a floating bar and didn't fucking invite us?
He's not going to drink. He's going to keep an eye out on some people that might be wanting to attack us. He's not going for
And
fun.
You just believe that, huh? He's gonna go to a floating bar and not drink.
Well, he might drink, but he's not gonna be there to get drunk. He's there to keep an eye out on shit.
Just like Edson, always having the most fun and leaving everybody behind.
Oh. Just keep an eye out for him. If there's anything you see, wake us up. I'm going to bed.
Where is this floating bar at? Wait, what? How do you even get there? I'm so confused right now. I'm gonna pull out my eyeglass and try to look around to see if I see anything that looks like a floating bar.
Give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Let me go ahead and open this bad boy up.
I don't know where you latched onto the floating part.
Right?
It's
I-
it's Yami's thing, okay?
He said a
Listen,
bar
it
on
works.
water, so
He just
that's what I heard.
He just heard Edson bar swam and
Yeah.
immediately thought he went to a bar in the water.
It's a bar he's not seen during the daytime.
Nothing seems suspicious for you.
I want to say I want to use my luck point.
Go ahead.
Nothing is
looks
especially suspicious to me.
No bars in sight.
Wait, I'm using the wrong eye. Hold on, I'm using my eye patch eye to look out the eyeglass.
So you don't see
Shit!
any,
Wait, wrong eye.
You don't see any floating bars, but you do know there's at least 3 bars on the island.
Hmm. I have a lot of questions for this bastard when he gets back. He'll leave me and go to a bar, huh?
Speaking of that bastard, let's jump over to Edson for a second. Edson, you are alone outside of a bar that is filled with at least 10 to 15 individuals. What would you like to do? Also, you're getting very tired at this point.
Does it, out of curiosity, does this bar have a dumpster or a place where they put garbage outside of the building?
No, you see areas where there's indentations that garbage cans would go, but nothing that's kept externally to throw it, as if it's put out in the morning to be collected or something along those lines.
Gotcha. How many people are out right now? I know it's like 3 a.m., something like that, probably.
In the street, you would see about 10 to 15 throughout the vicinity. Inside, as said, there's about 15.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably just gonna keep kind of observing the bar, even though I am getting a bit tired.
I was going to say, I will say, if you do not manage to rest for the night, you will be exhausted at the start of the next day. Because your character specifically hasn't even had any chance to sleep.
I am completely aware of this.
Okay. So with that, you are able to maintain watch. You would notice that the bar begins to empty at about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you to give me a stealth check as they're exiting.
Okay. This is where it goes to shit, guys. Oh, nope, never mind.
Oh, very good.
25. Very close. Very close. That was almost a 1.
You managed to get out of the way just in time as the first group, the ones who are wearing the skull with the rose, start to exit little bits at a time. Then
which direction are they heading in, out of curiosity?
You notice that they start heading towards the dock first, but then make a left heading to a different part of the island.
Okay.
The next you would see the world government mockery leaving. They head in the same general direction as the previous group. You don't notice the Black Widows leave.
Does it look like they're still in the bar?
As you get out of your hiding spot and look again inside, the bar looks empty.
And based off of the groups of those other two, it didn't seem like there was an abnormally large number of any one group leaving. Like if they disguised themselves or something.
Nothing that seemed out of sorts.
Okay. Good to know.
But with that, you are officially exhausted.
Yep. And I am going to go back to the boat.
Alright. Jumping back, Ollie and Yami, you have about 2 hours before Edson is going to make it back. What would you guys like to be doing during that time?
Yami, you're a swordsman, right?
I'm gonna look at my swords and be like, no. I'm a marksman, and I'm gonna Thought Bubble's gonna come back to where I beat Edson at the gun game.
Yeah. dice rolls.
I'm a bit of-
Down.
I'm a bit of a two-hander myself, but it's not really a sword I carry in my sidearm when I decide I want to wield my sidearm. I'm more of a pistol man in that situation, though you'll rarely see me bring out my pistol.
I was gonna
Maybe
say I don't think I've ever seen you even wield a weapon.
I've wielded my cutlass. You've actually seen me use it. You were on the receiving end of me hitting you with my
Oh,
cutlass.
yeah. It was probably on the left side of my bad eye.
I see.
When I say my bad eye, I mean the eye that's actually working. My good eye is the one that I can't see out of.
I feel like you're just fucking with people better now.
But I'm sorry, what you were saying as you put your hand where? I'm gonna watch carefully.
Yeah, he seems to tap his pistol on his side. I don't like pulling the sidearm out.
And why is that?
Well, pistols you can't control whether or not the blow hits, kills, or otherwise. It's a weapon that always kills, indiscriminately. And as such, I prefer not to wield it.
That's if you're good with it. Because you can always miss, it can always jam. See, with a sword now, the sword is only as strong as its wielder. If
You're
the
not
sword
wrong.
misses, that's because you missed.
But that's the same thing with a gun.
Guns are too iffy.
Yes.
My
Have you ever...
sword doesn't jam, and my sword doesn't run out of bullets.
That's true. One requires a lot more maintenance. It is still fundamentally a side piece.
I had a few of those.
Ba-dum-tsh.
So, what kind of sword style are you pursuing?
Me,
By the
I
looks-
prefer two swords. Oh, great! My master once told me, one sword does two things. So I thought two swords do four things. But that old geezer's dead now, so he probably wasn't the best swordsman.
There's nothing wrong to pursuing one's path. And, to be honest, he sounded like a very wise master, I think. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, dying by old age makes you weak. If you're gonna die, die in a glorious battle. That's how I see it.
So, he died of old age, meaning he's been in countless battles where his life was on the line, and somehow came out alive at the end of the day, and then perspired through natural causes.
Exactly. What a waste.
I guess you could look at it that way, but perspiring of old age is pretty good for a swordsman. So yeah, it says a lot about his skills.
That means he never met anybody who was stronger than him.
That includes you, then.
Yep. And that's why I'm still here, unfortunately, old bastard. He might have been right.
Huh?
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull one of my swords out, and you're gonna notice that how the part that's supposed to be sharp isn't, and the other is. The other side, the reverse blades. And I'm like, see, I'm not gonna use these blades to kill weak people. I could care less. It means nothing if they're weaker than me. And then when I switch the blade around, when it's like the curved side is sharp, that's not supposed to be sharp, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, see, now this is when I meet a real opponent. Then it'll be a bloody battle to the death. Until then, it doesn't mean nothing if you're taking weaklings' lives.
I see. I prefer using a cutlass. Although the blade is rather blunt, I don't sharpen it too often. I probably should. It's a lot more cruel.
One thing you would see about Yami, like his swords are very pristine. Like add something besides my steering wheel, musting it up. I'm always taking care of my swords. Like they're a little rugged because of the battles, but they're still like sharp, waxed, and all that stuff. So I'm like, You know, maybe you might have killed me that one time, but yeah, you can use a little sharpening.
Yes,
Your blades are
probably
dull.
right. I have to ask, have you learned? A lot of members of the some of the members of the crew has shown an interest in learning hockey. You mentioned have you wielded it? Do you know how to use it?
I've heard of it, but I never really had the chance. Definitely interested though,
Hmm.
especially if it makes me stronger, and I'm gonna just start like, see me like staring off to the distance, very like stern, like I'm thinking about how strong I can be.
As you're staring off into the distance, you see Edson approaching the dock.
I can tell you this much. I do think you have the capacity to learn hockey. For a swordsman like you, I would recommend learning perhaps armament hockey first.
What
I can
now?
teach you armament hockey. Um, I've used it a few times. Um, it's what I used to hit you really hard when you couldn't really move. The
That's
same
what that
slash.
was. As I recollect
Yeah,
the whole sentence, like, I knew something was different.
the force behind the blade was exemplard. Hockey itself is spirit energy in its raw form, one's very will to live made manifest. Before you go thinking it's witchcraft, anyone can use hockey, provided they put the effort in to learn it. Some can even attain it without ever having to study or train for it, though those circumstances are usually either in dire situations where they are fighting for their life, or they just get lucky.
Huh.
I am the latter case rather than the former. But I wouldn't say
Oh,
it was lucky.
so you're telling me I could be stronger than what I am?
A lot stronger, actually. Perhaps I can help you go through the basic training of armament hockey.
You know what, Ollie? You're not so bad. I'll take you on that offer, and I'm gonna have like a big smile, have my one eye closed, like one of the the anime smiles, and put out my hand to shake,
Yep. I will shake your hand.
and I'm firmly grasping it, and just like shaking his hand really hard, like good. Now I could beat Edson. I mean, I always could
Edson
beat him,
doesn't
but
seem.
now I could definitely beat him. Wait a minute.
The doubt.
Speaking of which, that hat looks oddly familiar. This son of a bitch, he's back from the bar.
I
As I
think it
see
was
Edson
takeout duty.
docking.
Ed, Edson walks up to the boat. He looks absolutely hammered, like he did not get any sleep.
I
He
will
looks like
lean over the
he
boat.
looks like a piece of crap.
I'll lean over like the boat's mast. What's that like? The rail, and just go. Hello, my good friend. Did you get any sleep?
I feel like Ollie's like a morning bird, and he's like wide awake. Birds tweeting like, "Hey."
He is
Edson's
very
just
much
like
a morning person.
Edson's like someone who just pulled an overnighter coming back off his shift.
Edson just steps up onto the boat, takes a deep breath.
I'll take that as a no.
I have absolutely no idea where they are. I was staking out the bar all night.
I bet you was. I'm smelling. See if I smell liquor.
He doesn't smell like liquor.
Yeah, I figured that now. You smell like seawater. You were
Yeah.
drinking. You were getting drunk off of seawater. You know that's bad for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I thought I was weird.
They didn't leave the bar. At least not through any normal ways. I didn't see him go out the back or the front.
Perhaps the hidden passage somewhere?
Possibly. It's not like that place has anywhere to sleep.
With the confused look on my face, Kenshin's gonna be like, hmm, wait, who? Wait, who are you talking about? The Marines that have been chasing us?
Nah, the people. What are you talking about? You know nothing about what's going on. Has nobody told him?
Oh no, they've told him. He's probably just forgotten. The people who are watching us, good sir.
Yeah, I thought that was the Marines. Weren't we getting killed by those assholes before?
No, it's not the Marines. It's the Widow Pirates.
The who now?
The Widow Pirates.
The Widow Pirates. So we're getting chased by a bunch of people whose loved ones died. I don't get it.
No, as in they're a group organized, brutal killers. who-
And they're chasing us? Huh. Bunch of idiots.
Yami,
least
go
they
ahead
don't
and
stalk.
Yami, go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. History. Flat 12.
You would, in your career, you would have heard of these pirates, particularly because the captain of this crew, of the actual Black Widow crew, has been known to assassinate Marines higher-ups.
Hmm. I recant that. Oh, you mean that? Those freaking squirrely bastards? People who hide in the dark and want to kill people? Pathetic. Why don't we just take them out now? I mean,
Alright,
what are we waiting for?
Look,
No need to start a pointless fight.
why do you think I was staking them out? There's no sense in fighting them in the middle of the town if we're gonna. That's just a way to cause unnecessary trouble. Besides, seems like they're at least on speaking terms with two other pirate groups in this town. Two other pirate groups we probably don't want to antagonize any more than we need to, at least.
As much as I hate to say this, you're right.
All I know is that those two idiots who were trying to stake us out walked all the way back to that bar, had drinks until 4 a.m, and then the entire damn crew of about 6, 7, 8 people just vanished.
Just vanished.
Yep, they didn't go up through the front, didn't go out through the back. I didn't see him one bit. Everybody else left right through the front door. So I can only assume that they're either hid up in the basement or they got some secret passage that I'm not aware of, or at least couldn't observe from the street or the alleys.
And you're gonna, as you know, jovial as Yami or Kenshin is, he's gonna like make a straight, serious face. Not like, well, for people who go through shadows, that wouldn't be, too surprising. If anything, I'm pretty sure the bartender knows, so we can question him if need be.
If they're organized out of the bar, he's not gonna tell us shit.
Unless we break a couple fingers, he'll tell us whatever we want to know. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go back to my jovial nature, like, oh, but I mean, it's up to you guys. Just
Either way,
It's about
those
on
bastards
this.
they're just gonna keep following us.
so, ooh. And now you're gonna see the most sinister look on Kenshin's face. They're gonna follow us, you say, huh? Why don't we? If they're gonna follow us, why don't they follow us to the depths of hell, and we'll lead them there? Basically, meaning if they're following us, we can lead them to a place where we can take them out, secluded.
And it's on this note we're going to call it here for the night. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in for tonight, and for those of you who are going to tune in the future, please like, subscribe, comment, show your support to us in any way that you can, and we will catch you next week.
Whoop,
Say
whoop.
goodbye,
Thank you
Cal.
for joining us.
Once
Later,
more,
later.
Once more,
Bye.
safe and happy New Year.
Happy
Bye.
New Year.
Merry New
Happy
Year's.
Year, everybody.